Welcome to Ability to Rise, celebrating leaders in disability inclusion. Please welcome your host, Angela Simmonds.
Jalasi, welcome everyone. I am Angela Simmonds, and I'm so excited to be with you today celebrating the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Yeah, we should clap, absolutely. Yeah. And before I begin to increase accessibility and inclusivity in our conversation, I'll share my visual description this morning. So I am a brown-skinned woman who will stay in front of the mic, who is wearing a brown skirt, light brown, dark brown shirt with a white blazer and beautiful, sassy cowboy brown boots to match this. Yes. I'm in my late 40s, although I don't look a day older than my middle 20s. Often confused with my daughter, who will arrive a little bit later, who will also have brown curly hair. Mine's longer today, and will also be wearing a skirt. So I look forward to today. We have an amazing event planned for you today. First, if there's any way we can make this event more accessible to you, please let us know. A few features you will find today are CART and ASL. There's an interpretation via the CART service on the screens. If you prefer to use a personal device at your table, there is a web address or a QR scan on the screens, and our lovely ASL interpreter will be here. The screens are displaying both ASL and CART. For our guests joining us virtually on Zoom, you may also prefer to turn the caption feature on. I acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of Mi'kmaq people. Today we have gathered together in Jabuktuk, also known as the Great Harbor. We acknowledge the peace and friendship treaties were signed in this territory and how they are relevant to all of us. Right outside of this venue is the Peace and Friendship Park, which was rightfully renamed in June 2021 to replace the Cornwallis statue. We are all treaty people. I would also like to acknowledge the existence of people of African descent in Nova Scotia. I grew up in Cherry Brook. My dad is from East Preston and Cherry Brook, also known as the Preston Township. My ancestral history dates back over 8 generations of the Black Loyalists and Jamaican Maroons, who have been here for over 400 years. I pay homage to my Mi'kmaq brothers and sisters, whose ancestors helped my ancestors survive the harsh conditions of Nova Scotia. And I'm not just talking about the winters. They helped us learn to hunt, fish, make warm homes, and protect our cultural wisdom, regardless of what the oppressor was demanding to take from us. May we honor and offer gratitude to Mi'kmaq and Indigenous ancestors who came before us to this land, and the commitment not to let the history be lost. I also want to note that while October was Disability Employment Awareness Month, November was proclaimed Indigenous Disability Employment Month in Nova Scotia. Indigenous persons across Canada experience a disability rate higher than non-Indigenous population and face unique discrimination and barriers. Require specific solutions, which is why we focus on equity, and it's so important in our conversations. An example of TeamWorks Indigenous partners doing meaningful work would be their partners, the Aboriginal Peoples Training and Employment Commission. And today is International Day for Persons with Disabilities. Yeah, take a minute. Persons with disabilities have the right to full lives of our choosing and to be included in decision-making process that impact us. This expression of rights can be summed up in the principle of participation. Nothing about us without us. Historically, even basic human rights have not been honored, not respected, and access to services have been denied. We are all here today to speak with a united voice as we support and strive for a province of equitable access and quality of life for all citizens, including most vulnerable with disabilities, with both visible and invisible, and commit to doing our part to make Nova Scotia an inclusive, accessible province for everyone. We are here today to have conversations on how businesses can create accessible, inclusive, and profitable workforces for persons with disabilities. Our keynote speaker, Prasanna Ragna Nathan, is here today to help us reimagine accessibility and accommodations in workplace and the world. And all great conversations are better with music. I missed my key walk-up music, but my table here held it down for me. And we will be treated with a performance by Dee Dee Austin, a very talented 17-year-old Indigenous singer-songwriter and member of the Ojibwe Way First Nation. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who made this event the success it is. We couldn't have done it without your commitment to our vision. Thank you to Teamwork Cooperative, Case Mentorability Canada, Nova Scotia League for Equal Opportunities, the Disability Partnership, the Accessibility Directorate, Department of Justice, Government of Nova Scotia, Halifax Regional Municipality, Nova Scotia Works, Nova Scotia Government, Department of Labour, Skills and Immigration, Government of Canada, Placemaking 4G. And we are also pleased to acknowledge the following honored guests: Minister Barb Adams, Minister of Department of Justice, who I want to say congratulations on her re-election, and to her entire team who's here. Kevin Murphy, Director, Disability Inclusion, Office of the Minister of Diversity, Inclusion, and Persons with Disabilities, Government of Canada. I invite you all to move freely in the room as you need, and if there's anything that we can do to assist you at any time, you have options. If you're able to, raise your hand or text 902-802-9793 with the request. A volunteer in a blue shirt will come to your table. There is a QR code that will be shown on the screens periodically. If that's easier, you can find the same information on the printed agenda at your tables. We recognize that this is an older building. Yes, it is a beautiful historic building, but older. And there's still much work to do to improve accessibility. We used our site inspection with this hotel management to provide concrete suggestions and have learned that they're committed to making the building truly accessible to all. Your feedback is also very important, and any comments left in the event survey about the building accessibility will be shared with the hotel management. The washrooms are just down the hall and up the ramp. And in the event of an emergency that requires us to exit the premises, exits are at the main entrance doors. Behind each of the stage, there are the back rooms, and all of those exits have stairs. Guests who are not able to safely exit the building in the event of an emergency are asked to muster outside of the registration table, and an event team will await to assist you with a safe exit. Guessing they're in the blue shirts. You're going to find a lot of blue shirts today, folks. To document this amazing event, we have our photographer who will be moving around the room today. And if you prefer not to be photographed, please let a volunteer, and guess what color shirt? And a blue shirt, no? And that will let the photographer know. The parking rate is $15 a day, so please visit the front desk to receive a special rate, and we will remind you again at the end of the event. I'm honored to welcome Elder Ann to give our Indigenous welcome and prayer, and Suzanne Patles will accompany her to sing our honor song. I'd first just like to introduce Ann and recognize that Elder Ann is a Mi'kmaq elder from Elder River Bear. Miss Elder grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, moved back to Earl River Bar, worked as an addictions counselor for 12 years, a certified facilitator in mindful-based stress reduction through the University of Massachusetts, and retired and is currently a student at Dalhousie University in philosophy, working as the elder in residence at the university. And Anne, most importantly, has 3 wonderful children and 3 blessed grandchildren. So I welcome Elder Ann.
Waliaksikbug. It's a fine morning, and I'm very, very honored to be here. Nin Delawisi, Ann LaBillois. My name is Ann LaBillois, and I'm from the Eel River Bar Reserve up in northern New Brunswick. And the Mi'kmaq name is Upigunchik, which means there were huts in the ground because it was right on the eastern shore. And that's how the people settled there. And I am the daughter of Isaac and Rebecca LaBillois. And I'm, again, very honored to be here with my ancestors who welcome you. And I don't know the language. I was never taught the language, but I do know a few words. And that one of the words I had learned was Bijlasi, means welcome. And it not only means welcome, it means come in. Come in to my lodge and take your seat at the best seat of the house, which is next to me. And that's how the people were always. So their ancestors, my ancestors, welcome your ancestors with open arms here in Mi'kmaq and to share with you everything that was given in the sign of love. So you'll be part of that. I always, I am always so honored. What you have here is a way of celebrating who we were created to be. And disabilities, my goodness, the ability to rise, we have that ability when our eyes open and when we take that breath every single morning. What a gift. We don't have to think about it. It's given to us with love. No matter what we do or who we are or what shape we are or what color we are, Spirit does not judge. It gives completely, divinely, out of love, that breath, the ability to be, to belong to creation. I always refer our human race to sort of like the forest, because the forest, which is nature, Mother Nature, is the only true place of true diversity and true harmony. Because in a true forest, there's all kind of shapes, sizes, textures, structures, colors, but yet it has been sustaining itself for billions of years, long before we came. And now that we are here, well, we kind of cut everything down and things get burnt and Mother Nature's trying to balance herself and things get flooded. But you know, no matter what happens to Mother Nature, it will still produce the most beautiful thing it's supposed to do. And this is what an elder had told me many years ago. She said, that's the lesson we have to learn. That's the lesson we talk about in our prayer. Help me to learn the lessons you've placed in every leaf and rock, because it all lives for us. All of that out there is in us, and we are in it. That's how connected we are. That's how special we are, because we are part of this creation. And without each and every one of us, it wouldn't be. That's how important every breath is. And to realize that we don't breathe on our own is another incredible gift. We don't even think about it. My goodness, thank goodness we don't think about it, because if we thought about it, we would have forgot to breathe a long time ago, because we would get so distracted. And that's where we all come in to help each other, to remind each other, to remember of the well ways to be reminded, to be aware that each and every one of us is different and we need help along the way. and to encourage each other to be the very best that you can be. And that's what my ancestors always, from what I understand, that they always taught the children to be the very best and to see with your two eyes, to see, to be able to see as a whole, not just what you want to see, but to really see the truth. That's how they looked at the Mother Nature, because they knew the truth of the trees. They knew how they lived and the animals and how everything was in truthfulness. And that's a very special gift. And yes, we forget. I forget. I have to remind myself every day also to do the very best that I can be and be thankful, so thankful for everything that has happened to me, for the pain, for the joy, because it all prepared me to be here in this moment right now. So I embrace everything from the past to the present and try to be the best I can be in this moment. So I will share with you what my ancestors, and not only my ancestors, but I'm sure the ancestors of many, many, many people, what they did. And it was about sitting with the land, not just sitting on it, but sitting with it. Sitting with the land and becoming the water, feeling it and listening, learning how to truly listen. And we don't only listen with our ears, we listen with all of it, all of us. And they watched and they observed. This is how they knew where the medicines were, how the animals lived. So we're going to take a moment and you're going to meet your sacred breath that was given to you out of love, with no restrictions, no judgment whatsoever. And to be so grateful for this breath every moment we breathe. Because with every breath, you breathe with creation. When you take that breath in, it goes right down into your spiritual roots, down into the roots of creation, and it goes right up into the heavens and touches the planets, the universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, and comes back to us through our air, touches the trees, the water, the animals, the winged ones, the ones that crawl, the minerals of Mother Earth, every blade of grass and moss, flower, it all breathes with you with every breath you take. What an incredible creation we are. We're a healing being. It heals us completely all the time. So by taking a moment, we allow that space, just like the trees are able to have their space out there and to be the best that they can be. When we take a moment to allow ourselves here to be the best that we can be. It's not easy. It's the hardest thing I ever did, to learn how to sit in silence and to meet the crazy thoughts that I have, like thousands of thoughts, billions of thoughts, and to change the relationship I have with them so that I can find a little bit of peace. So with that, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, that's perfectly fine. But to just take a moment and to meet your sacred breath. I don't always get to a ceremony, but I was told that I had a heart. And my heart was my sacred fire. My physical being was my lodge, my sweat lodge that we call where we go to pray. And my breath is like that sacred smoke. so I can always go there and believe and trust that this incredible gift will guide me. So with that, I'm going to ask you to take a breath in through your nostrils, just like how a newborn baby breathes. And take that breath in. Feel it as it goes in very naturally, and allow it to go out through your nostrils very naturally. This breath in, and this breath out. This breath in, and this breath out. One more time. This breath in, and now when you release your breath, let your shoulders melt. Let your bones of your shoulders fall, and feel the release. Feel that release. This breath in, and this breath out, and release your shoulders every time. So now just take a moment and find your own natural rhythm of breathing as you sit here with the one who gives you your breath. O great spirit, whose voice I hear in the wind, whose breath gives life to all. Hear me, because I am young, small, and weak, and I need your strength and help. Take my hands and help me to respect the beautiful things you have created, including myself. Take my feet and guide me so I can find that path. I can find that path that has wellness, compassion, love, understanding, forgiveness, wisdom, joy, abundance, and peace. Help me to learn the lessons you have placed in every leaf and rock so I can learn these teachings and bring them back to the people. Help me to conquer the greatest enemy, myself, so that when my eyes fade like the setting sun, my spirit can come to you without shame. Tahoe. So just continue with your eyes closed for a few more seconds. And if you've come to realize that you're still thinking, that's okay. That's what our brain does. You can put those thoughts, whatever they are, maybe you're planning, maybe you're remembering. Place that thought and say, oh, I know what you are. I'm thinking way too much. I'm going to place you on a cloud and I'm going to let you drift off because I don't need you in this moment. And let it go off and bring yourself back to your breath. Come back to my breath. This breath in, feel my breath. This breath out, relax my shoulders. And just sit and be the best that I can. So now you can come back to the moment where you're sitting and feel yourself sitting in the chair as your physical being makes contact with the chair. You can slowly open your eyes. And as you open your eyes, you'll feel a sensation that's different from everyday life. because we've taken a moment to be the best that we can be. And it doesn't mean that we're not doing anything. We're doing the most wonderful thing we can be. Be at peace. We're helping our whole physical being to heal itself. And I often say, because of this world, the great place to practice is at Costco. Honestly, when you're standing in that line and you feel your breath and you bring yourself to your breath, it's absolutely amazing. The sound and everything, the sounds, we live in the world of sound, and just let the sound be. We don't need to fix it or change it. And you will feel that. You will feel that moment. So, Walaliyok, and thank you. I am so honored to be in your presence. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. In Sinogani.
Where Deluisi Suzanne Lewi Mi'kma'ki. My name is Suzanne Patles. I'm from the traditional unceded and unsurrendered territory of Mi'kma'ki. I'm proud of my Mi'kmaq heritage, my community of the Eskasoni First Nation community. I'm a law student, a political activist, and a prominent figure in the Indigenous resistance movement that has supported Indigenous grassroots movement across Canada. Advocate for sovereignty, decolonization, empowerment of youth and women. I'm here to sing the honor song for you all, and I don't know if you guys have ASL for that. No? Okay. So I'm sorry about that. I tried to learn last night, but I'm not that good. Thank you.
Thank, thank you, Elder Ann and Suzanne. Every time I have the opportunity to hear Elder Ann speak, it always grounds us, and I'm so thankful for and blessed for being part of today. And Suzanne, thank you for your advocacy, and I look forward to being able to work with you when you graduate law school and we can enter into this arena to make sure that our lens and our voices are being heard. So thank you for your work.